Is it visible?
Not yet.
All right.
Just a minute. Is it visible now?
Not yet.
That's the one. I think it's now.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. It's not okay.
I just want to direct you how you can get the Google Classroom even when you are accessing it through the computer.
You open the Gmail. You open your Gmail account. And if you don't have one, you can sign up for a Gmail account. Then when you log in, kindly, when you log in into your email, that is the Gmail account, on your far end, that is the right end, you can see the pointer?
Yes.
Actually, there are nine small letters. Can you see them on my right hand side? Click here. I hope you are together on this. You click here, then you'll find some apps, the Google apps here. We have the chat, we have the meet. I hope you can be able to see what I'm posting here. Then there is Google Classroom. Can you see it here?
Yes.
Can you see the Google Classroom?
Yes. Yes.
You click on the Google Classroom. Okay. Just all right.
Please allow me to interject at this point.
Yes.
Please allow me to interject at this point. Do you please not go into Google Business too much, because Microsoft is being nice to us and giving us this 365 for free, that we are not paying for this. So I don't think it's very wise to go so much into Google Business. You should be going more to Microsoft stuff. Please, let's just learn that as a by the way, but it should not be our main. It should not be the main thing in our presentation. Tafadhali.
Hello? Yes, Barajo? Welcome. Hello? So, Wanajay? Yes, please.
Yeah, I think I've done my part.
Yeah, we didn't want to approach it. Your good work, very interactive presentation where members have really participated. You have gone beyond the expectation, and since we are focusing more on the Microsoft, at the left you have just given them a hint of what they can do. Yeah, let us join in
appreciating and appreciating our brother for a job well done. Thank you. At this time, because of time, allow me to request for the Benson to make presentation. Thereafter, we shall have Madam Salome, then we shall come with the way forward. Bona Robert.
Yeah, before he makes his presentation,
Yes, please.
kindly I'm requesting that every member should come up with a Microsoft, should download the Microsoft Office, then create a Teams account, which is part of their activity on Microsoft 365. Kindly, it is an assignment for our teachers. I've said you go to office.com, then you sign in with your TSC email. From there, interact with the various tools that are there in Microsoft Office 365. From there, what you do is that try and interact with the Microsoft Word, come up with assignments, and then save your work in OneDrive, then share it with your students. Your student can also be part of your teachers, so share with them. So it is an activity we are going to release it even tomorrow. Thank you, Bonajay.
Thank you, Benson. That's very true, because tomorrow will be more practical. We will have our hats on. And therefore, it is good that we find time to do that assignment.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. So I've just logged into the Office 365 with my email. But now the problem is that I don't have any apps. I'm getting a message that the admin has not enabled something like that, so I can't interact with any of the apps. I don't have a Word, Excel, or any Office apps.
I would request that we register those concerns through our chat. They will be addressed even after the presentation, please. So let's welcome Robert to make his presentation. Okay, Robert, are you there?
Joel.
Yes.
But if they're not ready, can you give me 2 minutes to explain where to get help for that email? Okay, please allow me to share my screen. Okay, so when you go and look for on the page for email activation, that's on the TSC website. I think you're familiar with that. You go to online services, email activation. So when you go to this page, it's on the top right corner. If you can see this question right here, do you need some help? You click on it and you have these 3 options. So on the third option, they say there's an account support form. So you click on this account support form, and once you're there, it should give you a form that you can fill with all the information, and this goes directly to the admin. So our Microsoft admins can see your problem and fix it for you. So please do that when you have any issue with your email. Thank you. Joel, I can pass it back to you.
Thank you. Buenas tardes. I hope you are sorted.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
So my screen is coming up.
If Robert is not available, then we can welcome Madam Salome. Is Madam Salome there? Yes, Bwana Maina.
Hello.
Maina? Yes, please.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Okay, Robert, I'm back. It's only that the issue to do with my network.
Okay, Robert, carry on.
Okay, good afternoon, members.
Yes,
Good afternoon, members.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, hear me. I try to switch our mic. Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, I'm hoping you are able to see my screen from that end. Eh?
It is good evening.
Oh yeah, it is good evening. Oh, thanks for the collection. Eh? I don't know whether you can be able to see my screen.
Yes, sir, we can view it.
Yes, you are.
Okay, I'm going to take you on assessment in remote learning, and I'm going to be brief again on this. Yeah, even though we have a part that is more technical, though we shall go through it, all of us together. That is on conducting an assessment when it comes to remote learning. So we have the learning outcomes. So by the end of the session, we are supposed to plan. We know how to plan and embed, that is to attach a formative assessment activity in remote learning. And then from there we conduct an assessment in remote learning environment. And then finally we communicate feedback or communicate the learner's progress, whereby in this case we are supposed to communicate it to the stakeholders and the learners themselves. So kindly let us mute our mics. When you want to speak, you can go to the chat box, or maybe you can raise up your hand, please. Eh? So these are the outcomes. I've said that one, it is to plan. Number two, to conduct an assessment, and finally to communicate the feedback. That is the stakeholders. Maybe to start with, when it comes to assessment in remote learning, the first thing that we do is planning for an assessment, whereby we have a number of things that we need to consider, factors to consider. And some of these factors are, you can see them there. I don't know whether you are seeing them there. Can you see them? Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, it is possible.
Yeah, when
Possible. It's very visible.
These are some of the things that we need to consider with the mode of delivery, because when it comes to the mode of delivery, we need to know which kind of technology to apply. Then we have the assessment items. Criteria of success. Assessment tool, whereby we need to know which specifically which tools we use, so that each tool has its own unique advantage. That is the compared to others. And then from there we have the environment. Remember, again, we need to have an environment whereby we don't have the learners cheating, and therefore we must make it. We must create a climate which is transparent and which is of integrity. And then from there the technology. And then finally the parental role, because again we need to consider the parents here, because again remember they're the ones to give these devices, and again when it comes to monitoring, again remember they're the ones that are close to the learners here. Then we are conducting an assessment. If I apply this strategy here, which is the KWL, I know some may tell me that what they know about the conducting an assessment when it comes to remote learning, and some of the things that they would like to know on about conducting assessment to remote learning. So before we look at some of the tools that we use when it comes to conducting assessment when it comes to remote learning, we have an activity here which should be done in our breakout rooms, but we are not going to those rooms. Maybe we can have 2 minutes and listen some of our views, that is views from our members, on how we can tackle this activity. So we are supposed to discuss on how we can conduct assessment on learning outcomes in the learning area of your choice when you're using the named remote learning delivery mode. For example, maybe we can listen, how can we conduct an assessment when we use an audio visual mode of teaching and learning in remote learning? So if you have an idea on how we can conduct an assessment when we are using this kind of mode, that is the audio visual, the computer based, the mobile technology, let's go to our chat box and respond from those boxes there. 2 minutes please. Maybe we can listen maybe to maybe one person before we proceed to tools that we use when it comes to conducting an assessment.
Let me understand that question again.
Okay, the question is how we can conduct assessment when we are using an audio-visual mode, computer-based mode, and mobile technology mode. That is in the remote learning, in the remote teaching.
Thank you.
Let us raise up our hands. I know some of us have used WhatsApp before. How did you conduct assessment? Yes, no. Ms. Maureen.
I'm thinking
Ms. Maureen.
Yes, I'm talking.
Yes.
On my side,
Yes.
You can give an essay question and then you tell them to give to reply via the email addresses you have provided, or you can have some question and answer session on the video chat.
Yeah, correct.
Yes, that's
Okay, thank you. We have Josephine.
Okay.
Yes.
Using the Google Classroom, you can upload questions that have been typed maybe using the Word, and then the students work it out and then they post back the answers, which you can also mark online.
Yeah, correct. That is, you can give them some work. You can use some of the applications, for example, the Google document. For those who participate in the Google Classroom, I know you are taught how to make a Google Classrooms, or even, I mean, the Google document. Yeah, then once you give them through those applications, then you give them time to respond, whereby once they respond, then you can go through the work and then you can be able to mark, and then from there you can award them later. Then what about when it comes, for example, to audiovisual? How can we conduct an assessment?
kama hii unauliza wanainua mkono msize. I said about oral assessment.
For an audiovisual, whereby that, for example, we are using the TV or maybe the desktop.
Audio only.
Not necessarily the audio only, but even where we have the graphics. Okay, for
You
the
tell them
visual.
to write a report.
Yes.
After the session, they write a report on what they have learned and they forward to provided sites.
Okay.
Maybe you have given them a common email to use.
Okay, thank you. Let us listen to Anthony and then finally Perez before we proceed to the tools. Anthony. Anthony? Nicholas, show it.
We could Google Meet.
Perez?
So
you display the questions.
Yes.
Then after that,
the student was supposed to send the work through your WhatsApp. Okay, correct. Yeah, you may even design to record. You may give them, let's for example, a program whereby they may record their work. That is, but before they record, maybe you can give these questions in form of, let's say, you can record them by use of some audio-visual technology, whereby once you send them to them, then they may respond, for example, by taking some of the, I know some take photographs, whereby then they upload them. If, let's say, for example, it's a WhatsApp or a mobile-based mode, they may respond by taking some photos, whereby they submit their work. Or I know there are some that who may respond orally, let's say, by responding themselves. All these are ways in which we can conduct an assessment when it comes to audio-visual, the mobile-based, and even the computer-based technology. So when it comes to conducting, I'll show you, we have some tools that we normally use when it comes to conduct assessment. I'll show you just only two. I know the others, there are many. And I'll take you through the Mentimeter and the Kahoot. That is conducting assessment.
Aliandika jina ya?
I've said
jina yenye kwa hiyo plot ni yepi? Plot kwanda afukuze huyo mwanamume.
So I've said that when it comes to conducting assessment, use our mic.
About the plots, you can switch off your mic. Adrian, those who are discussing about plots, mute your mic. Carry on, Robert.
Okay, we are, the first stage, when it comes to assessment in remote learning, it is conducting an assessment, where we have tools that we use to, that is when conducting an assessment. And the first tool that we shall go through, it is the tool that we call a Mentimeter. And when it comes to a Mentimeter is like a presentation tool that can allow the users of that tool to engage their audience in real time, that is by gathering their responses, that is if they want to gather them quickly and accurately. So it is a presentation tool. And when it comes to using a Mentimeter, you can, if you have a smartphone, you have a tablet, you have a computer, you can use. And there's no limitation to who can use it here. It can be used by a primary student, a secondary student, or even a teacher. It can also be used by interested adults or even the general public. So there's no limitation who can use the Mentimeter. And when it comes to using the Mentimeter, the first thing that you need to do it is to ensure that you have the network. For example, I have my device connected to the network here. Then from there you need to open your browser. Then once you go to your browser, you just need to sign in to the Mentimeter. And the year registration, it is free. For example, allow me to go to my Mentimeter. I don't know whether you are seeing what I'm doing. Are you seeing what I'm doing on my screen? Yeah?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm saying that the first thing is to ensure you have the network. Then
yes, we can see.
You can see, eh?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Then once you open your browser,
Yeah, you are able now to see. Thank you.
then you go to the Mentimeter.
Okay, Mentimeter.
Then once you go to the Mentimeter, give it a minute, eh? One minute, please. Okay, this is what will appear on your screen. You just need to open the first one. Whereby from there you click my presentation. So I've seen that you go to your browser, then you log in, or you sign in into the Mentimeter account, and I've said that the Mentimeter, when it comes to the registration, it is free. So then once you open now the Mentimeter, you can open now my presentation, or you can click my presentation. One minute. Then you'll get your dashboard appearing like this. Then you can give, let's say you want to make a new presentation, you click new, whereby then from there you are supposed to give it a name. For example, because we are demonstrating, maybe I can give mine a name like, I can give it demo. As my account name. I don't know whether you're able to follow what I'm doing there.
We are following.
Yes, we are following.
Okay, then this is what will appear. But before we proceed, let me say this, that a Mentimeter, it can be used for any occasion. It may be used for workshop. Let's say, for example, you are in a workshop and you want to make your workshop to be more of fun and again collaborate, make it more interactive.
Yes.
You can use it there.
Yes.
You can also use it for educational purposes.
I thought you were taking along at home so that to give them enough money.
For a meeting also, you can also use it for a conference, you can also use it in an event. That is if you want to make your events to be more exciting. Let's say, for example, you're in a meeting, or maybe you're in a trade and you want to make a presentation. You just need to come here, where we have the main slide where it is being written, choose a slide style. There below, we have some where it is being indicated there, my presentation notes. I don't know whether you can see them.
Yes.
And note.
Yes, you can see.
Yeah, below the main slide, we have where it is being indicated the let us get our mics.
Madam Agnes will request you mute all, then Robert can unmute himself. Thank you, Agnes. Robert, unmute yourself and proceed, please.
Okay, thank you. So I was saying that a Mentimeter can be used for any occasion. It could be a workshop, educational purposes. It can also be used for training, for meetings, for conference, for events. Any of those occasions, a Mentimeter can be used. So I was saying that when you want to use Mentimeter for educational purposes, what you need to do, that is, once you open now this, you just need to go where it is now being indicated here, that is on the right side, where we have where it is being indicated the type, the content there, customized. You just need to click the question type that you want to use. You can select from any of these being indicated in here. It could be a multiple choice, a one cloud, an open-ended, a scale, a ranking, a question and answer. You can pick any of the given there. For example, allow me to use the one cloud. I'm hoping you're following what I'm doing. I don't know whether you're able to follow.
Yes, we are.
Then once you choose out the question type from the given types, you can now type your questions. For example, like I can have a question like, for example, you give me or you name the entities involved in the remote learning. Since that there are four, we have the stakeholders, we have the parent, we have the learner, And what else? The teacher. And then from there you can enter the number of entries per participant. For example, if let's say I just require 2 answers from anyone who is going to answer this, I just need to click here, and then from there ensure that the entries are 2 for each participant. Then once you do that, or once you're through, then you click present. So once you click present, to use this is what will appear. Not the other side now, the student. Let's say, for example, I have my student and I want them now, for example, to respond to this. They just need to go to www.menti.com. So now, using your devices, can you go to www.menti.com? www.menti.com. I've said that you go to www.menti.com. Then you'll be asked to enter the code, and in this case my code is, I'm hoping we are together. Are we together?
Yes, we are following.
Now you are lost.
You are lost?
Yes.
Where?
On the way, we are being so tired, sitting the whole day.
Okay, I say that once you choose the question type, okay, let me go back. I said that when you are using your Mentimeter for educational purposes, you need to choose among the question types we have here. You need to choose one of them. Whereby I say that you can choose a multiple choice, you can choose the one cloud, you can choose the open-ended, you can choose the scale, you can choose the language, or you can choose the question and answer. For example, in my case, I've chosen the one cloud. Then from there, I've entered now, I've typed now my question here, whereby the question is, you name the entities involved in the remote learning, and for anyone who is going to participate in this, we'll just enter 2 of them. That's why we have the number of entries there being 2. And I hope you can see the number of entries here per participant. Can you see it? Then once they do, I think you click present. Then once you click, I can see majority are now through. And even I've started responding to the question where I said that for the student side, they just need to go to www.menti.com. Once they come to now the code, they just need to enter this code which is appearing here, which is 282053. So this is the data I want to give the student the code. Then as a teacher, you then
Can you repeat the code?
Yeah?
Reread the code.
Okay, the code is 28.
Yes.
4.
Okay.
050.
Thank you.
824058. I mean 824053.
Okay,
so
thank you.
www.menti.com, enter the code, and then to that question which will appear from there. I can see what I've recorded. Yes.
Now, this Mentimeter that we are using, is it for
we have Kamau Watene. Please, can you mute your mic? Okay, can you proceed, Nati? Nicholas, it was on.
Okay, I was asking. This Mentimeter that we are this Mentimeter tool that we are using, is it being used in a classroom for remote, whereby the session will be for questioning and answering?
Yeah, that is if you want to engage your learners. Let's say, for example, you are teaching them, and you want to see maybe, for example, like their level of understanding. It's just a way of conducting assessment. Remember, when we use it for educational purposes, you can make your teaching more interactive by letting your student activate, that is to actively participate in some of the lectures, that is through using the Mentimeter as a formative assessment. That's why I'm saying that, let's say, for example, you're teaching and then from there maybe you want to engage them, maybe for example by asking maybe 1 or 2 questions, then you can use the Mentimeter, because you can be able to gather their responses quickly and again accurately.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes, I understand. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm saying that when using, you just need to ensure that you have the network, you go to your browser, then sign in to your Mentimeter, then you can create your question within the Mentimeter site, whereby you can choose from any of the different question types that appear, whereby we say that these types, it could be a multiple choice, it could be a short response, or it could be even a one count, it could be a question and answer. All those, you can choose any of the ones that appear there. Then from there you click the present, you click present, and you will have your code appearing on your screen, whereby now this code is the one that you're going now to share with your students. Whereby now on the side of the students are going to go to www.menti.com and enter this code now, so that they can be able to see now the question. I'm hoping it is now clear.
Yes, it is clear.
Then once they respond, you can respond. For example, I have 66. I'm responding to my question. In this case, I've done the result. That's why you can't see anything. I can design to show them what the kind of answers you have given. We can have that. We have the parents, we have the student, we have the teacher, we have the student, parent, teacher. All these are the answers that we are getting. You may even, let's say that once they are through, you may design to close the 14. We have some icons that are appearing here. We have an icon which is being indicated here, close 14. Let's say, for example, you are now satisfied with the kind of the responses that you are getting, and you want beginner to proceed maybe to something else. You can just close the 14 and then from there you proceed. For example, you click here. If you had not responded, you cannot respond to it anymore. Then let's say, for example, we end 2 of them or maybe 5 of them. I just need to click here next. So the next question. So that's one of the tools that we can use. It is called a Mentimeter. Then we have a second one, which is called the Kahoot. I'm hoping on Mentimeter we are all together. Are we together?
Yes. Yes.
Then we have another tool that we can use when it comes to assessment, which is called the Kahoot. Whereby when using the Kahoot, you just need to go to www.kahoot.com and then you sign up. In this case, because we are teachers, we need to choose the teacher as our account type, and then from there we specify. Let's go through the Kahoot all of us together. We go to our browser, then I need to type Kahoot. So when it comes to Kahoot, a Kahoot is like a game-based learning platform. So it's like a game whereby it can be used at school level, and it can be used for any subject, and again it can be used by anyone. And student, when it comes to student using the Kahoot, they don't need to register. So the only person who registers for Kahoot, who can register for Kahoot, is just only the teacher or maybe the user. So I'm saying that you need to go to www.kahoot.com, then you choose your account type. Here we have the teacher, we have the student, we have the personal, then we have the professional. So in this case, we click the teacher, Then we can describe our work by clicking the school or maybe the higher level from the given. Then from there you choose the account type. You can log in by use of Google, the Microsoft, or also by use of this able. Let me sign in by using Google. Then once you sign in, this is what you get. I'm hoping you can still follow all I'm doing.
Please come again. Come up again, please.
Yes. I'm saying that Kahoot is a game based. It's like a game. Just like the way we play Lotto and others. It's a game based, but we use it for learning. And I'm saying that we can use it at school level for teaching, whereby I've said that we can use it for any subject, and again, it can be used by any age.
I am lost.
You are lost.
I'm so lost.
My screen, you can't see my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
It is.
What's the issue?
Welcome to it.
Okay, let's start again. I said, when using Kahoot, you just need to go to www.kahoot.com. www.kahoot.com. Then once you do that, you click here, you sign in, or you sign up for free. The one which is being indicated for free. Remember, we have the others that are supposed to be paid, but for this case, let us sign up for free. Then once you click sign up for free, choose your account.
You have muted.
Yeah. Robert, kindly unmute yourself. Robert, unmute yourself. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm hoping now you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
So I was saying that when using the Kahoot, again you have to ensure you have the network. Then go to your browser. Then once you go to the browser, type www.kahoot.com. Then you choose your account type, and then from there you sign up. Wherever you can sign up by use of Google or maybe the Microsoft. In my case, I'm signing using Google. Then once you sign up, you click create. That again, this is like the way we say that for Mentimeter, you can choose different question. You can set your question from different question types. The example is you can see here on the right where we have the question type, we have the quiz, we have the true or false, you have the type and answer, we have the password, so you can click any of these. Allow me to use the quiz because if I go for this one which is being indicated type answer, we are required to make some subscription, and because we want to use it free, so let me go for the one which is free, whereby in this case I'm going to use the quiz. Then you can set time. How long do you want your student to take to respond to your quiz? Maybe for example we can make it, let's say 1 minute, that minute. 1 minute, that seconds. Because if you make it, let's say 20 seconds or that seconds, maybe some of us will not be able to answer because the time is very short. Or maybe we can even make it 2 minutes. Then from there, that's where now you type your question. Maybe someone can give us a question which we can display. types of modes very well.
We can have Microsoft Teams.
What's it like? That one.
Examples. Hello.
Okay, let me have mine. Able to see what I'm doing?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. Which among the is not an entity in remote planning? Then I can give the answers here, and I'm going to give the correct one. And maybe I'm going to give 4 options here, whereby the rule will be entities, but one will not be an entity. So whereby now the correct one will be now the one which is not an entity, because the question says that which among the following is not an entity in remote planning. And here we say that we have the parents,
teachers,
we have the stakeholders, and we have the teachers,
doctors,
and doctors, correct. In this case, the correct answer is doctors.
Yes.
And once you're through, you now want the student now to participate now in this. Just click done. Then you can give the title to your this platform. For example, we can call it a demo, and then we click continue. Then you can test, you can play if you feel that it is ready, or maybe you can share it now with others. In this case, let us quick test this code so that we can be able to see what will appear on the screen of the user and the screen of the student. Let me click test this code. So on my side, on the side of the student, we shall have this, that when the student now goes to Kahoot, that is www.kahoot.com, and then click play, he will get this, whereby we have the Kahoot, the game pin, and then enter. But on my side, I will have this. Does it make time, please? One minute. Yeah, so I was saying that the side of the user, this is what will appear, but the side of the student, we shall have this. So let's go to www.kahoot.com, but in this case, we are going to click where it is being indicated play. I don't know whether you can see it.
Give us the pin for the game.
Okay, I'll give you the pin. A minute, please. I'm having my laptop hanging. Okay, then the pin as you can see, the pin, it has a classic mode and it has a team mode. You can click any of the two modes, then, but for this case, allow me to click the classic mode, so that it will be able to give me now the game ID, which I'm now going to share with you. This is generating the game ID, and the game ID is 815 0309. 815 0309. I can see I have two people who are going. We have Mogambi, we have Cecilia. Before we start our game, let us have members joining the game. I have Namwingine, you have Mwaj, you have Anthony, you have Chege, you have Nicholas. Then I can start the game so that you can be able now to participate in the game. Remember what you have done is just on the now joining, but you cannot participate now in the game because I've not done the game. Again, if I click, for example, let's say for example I click on Anthony, this Anthony will not participate because it's like now we'll be removing Anthony from the game. So again, it is not advisable to click or maybe to. That is like clicking names because if you click not this part names, you'll end up now removing them. So now to participate in the game, remember I'm the user, now I'm going to click where there's being indicated an ES card. Whereby now on your side the question now will appear. I don't know whether you can now see the quiz. Let's see it. Here we have one answer. We have 3, 5, 9, and then if you click the wrong one, it tells you which is now the correct answer. We have 11, and again, as you can see here, the time is, it is indicating the time, the remaining time. Yeah, all those are some of the assessment tools that we can use when we are conducting an assessment when doing remote learning. Then the last part of the assessment in remote learning, it is now communicating feedback. We have the last part. Is on so I'll say the last part, it was on feedback. That is communication of assessment feedback. And when it comes to communication of assessment feedback, here we need to be keen on the kind of language that we use. That is when we are communicating to the stakeholders and even the learners themselves. Because when we communicate in a better way, then we shall be able to encourage the growth of the learner. So we must use a language that will make the learner feel that they are motivated. Then the last part is on self-reflection. Remember, I said that I'm going to be brief. And on self-reflection, maybe we can type this on our chat boxes, or we can raise up our hands, or maybe we can give a chance to one or maybe two members. we can give a reflection on what new knowledge or skills or other attributes maybe you have acquired from the session and what you would want to know more of the session. So let's go to our chat box. Let's say if you have anything, maybe you feel like you can contribute to that, you can raise up your hand. So that we can give a chance maybe to one or two members of that before we give the program to Mr. Joel.
Hello.
Yes.
Mana Robert?
Yes, Joel.
You said something. It was not clear on my end.
Okay. Doing self-reflection. So,
yeah.
we are doing self-reflection,
which is okay.
Whereby members are supposed to say whether there's new skills maybe they have acquired from the session, and maybe if there's something they would like to know that is about the session. So I was giving a chance to members to give their views on this, that is on the chat box, or maybe through raising their hands.
I wish they can raise their hands so that we can save on time.
Okay, then we shall give a chance maybe to one or maybe two members.
Yeah, Maureen's hand is already there, and Daniel.
Yes, let's start with Maureen. Maureen.
On assessment tools, I've learned. Yes, the names are very
They are very?
I've heard of the name.
Okay, thank you. Somebody else? Yes. John Martina.
This is Mana.
Yes, can you tell me? Can you, John?
I was able to speak with her very well. There was a conversation because I was able to operate in Windows for a student and for a teacher. But this one, Kahoot, I've not been able to follow it.
Mentimeter, you're okay?
Yes, Mentimeter is okay.
Okay, thank you. Mwingine mmoja?
Can I say something?
Monica, wasile Kimoli. Yes, yeah.
I really would request that you revisit the presentation for Kahoot. Twitter is okay, but please revisit the presentation for Kahoot.
I don't know whether time is allowing me to do that. Maybe tomorrow I can repeat the same.
Yeah.
I think most of us have
having enough time. So for now, allow me to up to Mr. Joel. Mr. Joel.
Thank you very much on Robert members, what has given her and for our presenter on Robert for that very interactive session. Let us appreciate him. Good. Robert receive members revision. Yeah, we have read through the chat that is the request, but because time is not on our side, remember much of what we can be able to do is to give us to give you some tips. Therefore tonight it's good to go and try go through we are also supposed to do a lesson presentation. So the statement that we're giving you is go identify a plan or a sub-plan that is a subtopic, develop planning objectives, and come up with that lesson. That makes you your mind. Then also we can have a look at the presentation. Then we wake up and have the man ready.
Please repeat again.
That you can't hear too well. For that, what about now?
Yes, we can hear you.
We want to proceed. We didn't want to proceed. That you have been patient. I and into that product. And I